Hold up. There we go. Yo, I was just thinking, can you flow through stillness? You know what I mean? Because I don't know, when I think of flowing, usually I think of just going with the flow, whether it's doing this, doing that for real, you know. But also, it's like the times when I don't feel like doing nothing, or I'm just in stillness, just sitting there, whatever. But I feel called to do that. It's like, is that still like flowing, going with the flow? And first of all, my answer, I think so. I think yes. Flow can look a lot of different ways. It's not just doing this, doing that. It's also because basically the way I would think about it, how I got to think about this. So I'm making my smoothie right now. I got my red berries, got my blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, the pineapple. Yeah, well, I got the banana. Yeah. Anyway. Basically, I was just thinking how, like, while I was making my smoothie, I'm still making my smoothie. I was just thinking of how I've kind of, basically, there's many different ways to describe it, but I realized recently in the past like couple months or the past year that I was like watching myself live instead of actually like living, you know what I mean? Constantly analyzing things, looking to fix things. The heck? Hey yo, it's too. That's a first. It's like two containers. It was an extra container over this. Hold up. Can I even hold you? A lot of stuff that be happening in my life, especially recently, it's been happening for a reason. There's like meaning to even today. I'm just at this point. This video might take a whole different spin, but I do want to get back to my original point. But anyway, earlier today, I was going for a run. I actually just got back from a run. I just showered and stretched. Usually I meditate right after I stretch, but I wanted to make my smoothie first and stretch. Anyway, so I ran up the hill. It was towards the end of my run. It's probably about like 1 to 1.5 miles for real. Where I was running to, it's like a memorial, you know what I mean, with the little like the white stone steps, you know. That's always, or usually where I finish my runs. I run, and then end up there, and then get to the top, and then, you know, catch my breath, stretch, and then, you know, look at the nice view over the city, you know what I mean? Just collecting my thoughts and just sit in the sun, just stand in the sun, I mean. Today, when I finally got to the top of the steps, the top of the white marble steps, or stone steps, whatever. So I get to the top, and I was like, "Ooh, I made it." So I slow down. I'm just walking. Out of nowhere, somebody behind me, there's an old dude. He was like, "Hey, you forgot the Rocky thing, or you forgot the Rocky part." And at first I was like, "Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me," but it sounded close enough. Like it sounded close enough. It's 222 right now, by the way. It's literally 222. Hold up. It's literally 222. It's just so much stuff like that that's been happening. Anyway, confirmations and just meaning and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So I finally get to the top. I'm out of breath, so I'm catching my breath, walking a little bit. And then a dude, old dude right behind me, he was like, "You forgot the Rocky part," kind of like jokingly, you know what I mean? And at first I was like, I didn't know if he was talking to me, but it sounded loud enough and directly in towards me. I was like, oh yeah, he probably talking to me. So I turned around, um, and then he was like, hey, and then he just put his arms up like that. Um, and I was laughing like, yeah, I appreciate it. I put my arms up, yeah, I appreciate you, man. You know, basically that was just him like supporting me. Cause you know, like, in case you ain't know, um, if you don't know, you know, the Rocky movie. It's actually been a minute since I watched them. I ain't watched this since I was young, but I know in one of them, probably the first one, it's like the most iconic scene, one of the most iconic scenes in the Rocky series, Rocky Balboa, where he's training. One scene it shows him running to the top of the step, but it was like a long set of steps. Running, finally get to the top. He's like, yeah, and everybody behind him. I think everybody was behind him. Like he was training. Everybody was like supporting him. He got little kids and people all around, just like cheering him on. And he at the top. Actually, I don't know if they was cheering for him or not. I feel like at one point it was. I don't know. Anyway, I just know he got to the top and he was just like, like, yeah, I'm a champ type of thing. Like I accomplished this. You know what I mean? I overcame these steps. Or this mountain, symbolically this mountain. You know what I mean? Anyway, when I heard that, it just got me to thinking. A lot of stuff just be happening, and I be getting messages from it. Like when that happened, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I did forget the Rocky part. You know what I mean? I did forget to like celebrate myself, like pat on the back. Like, yeah, nigga, you just ran. First of all, you've been running at least 3 days out of every week for the past month, which that's a huge accomplishment for me because I've been very inconsistent with my workouts. In the past, but now I'm really getting a hold of it to where I am working out at least 3 times. My goal is eventually like 5 times a week, but I'm working up towards that. You know what I mean? That's how I used to do it. I was younger, but I'm not young anymore. You know what I mean? Or I'm not a teen anymore. Let me say that. I'm not a teen anymore. That's when I ran track, played a lot of sports and all that. You know, I'm 25 now, I'm about to be 26. And yeah, I found my body changing. I still got a lot of energy for real, but definitely for my body changing. I ain't in my 30s yet. I ain't in my 30s, you know what I mean? But I ain't a teen no more, so. Anyway, when he said that, the dude said that, I was just like, yeah, you know what? You right. I ain't saying this in my head. I kept walking. I smiled and thanked him and put my arms up and then kept walking. But yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, yo, yeah, you right, yo. Like, don't forget the Rocky part. Don't forget the part where you celebrate yourself. You look back on what you've accomplished. You zoom out. A lot of times we're so zoomed in to the situation that we're in, whatever hardship or challenge, struggle that we in, or even the good times, you know what I mean? But anyway, a lot of times we're focused on like we're like of the situation. Like, how they say like in it, but not of it. A lot of times we're of it. We're really of it in a situation. As far as thinking about like time, but also this time, sometimes it's useful to like zoom out, look at your progress, sometimes you might be on a downturn. If you zoom out, this little downturn, if you zoom out, it's one little tiny blip in the whole upward trajectory going up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just really appreciated that dude saying that. Stranger, I ain't never seen him before, and he just extended that encouragement to me, which I appreciate. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. Pat on the back. You know what I mean? Like I did it, and I'm still doing it, and there's still more to accomplish. You know what I mean? All at the same time, and I'm proud of myself. Anyway, yeah, that was a tangent, but I was just talking about this. I was saying this might have a meaning. Perhaps my whole life, or for the longest time, I was living my life with, first I'm the fruit. I just realized I probably couldn't even see this, but anyway, hold like this. This is the strawberries represent me, my purest essence, my fully authentic self, my creativity, my ideas. This playfulness, perhaps even inner child, but then through life and living and experiencing a lot of unfortunate things, I first had this kind of developed this callous in a way where I kind of closed that off. But the thing is, because what I went through, perhaps I went through a period where like I healed myself, to where I could see, I could realize, I could see, I was like, that, yeah, this is my truest self, and all this stuff is, all this extra stuff is holding me back, because when you're a child, your mind is malleable. Your mind is shaped by your environment, people around you, you know what I mean? Friends, family, parents, whatever environment you're in. And a lot of times we can believe these false beliefs or have these wounds or traumatic events that unfortunately create this barrier around us, to where we're kind of in a box in a way, because your mind frame, your perspective can often put you in a box. False beliefs about yourself, false beliefs about the world or whatever, false belief about love, about concept of love. Maybe you didn't feel love. Like you look for love. Maybe you lacked love from other people, or you didn't receive the love that you should have got, and now it's making you subconsciously making you look for love in other people or in other things, looking for love, or maybe you think the love is just what makes you feel good through lust, through money, through status, through likes and attention, through, anyway, all that can shape this container around what is you. You know what I mean? Anyway, for me, I was also just thinking, perhaps in my attempt to get back to my truest self, which basically is like me doing the work on myself, kind of being broken down from depression and a whole bunch of stuff. But then learning how to heal myself, learning how to do the work, learning how to trace the root of a problem, and have these mindset shifts that actually resonate with me, that actually benefit me. There's a time where I feel like I definitely opened this case back up and got to myself, but I feel like I healed myself. I got to the point where I actually healed myself. I healed myself, and that was actually recently. I actually healed myself. However, I continue, even though I healed myself, I continue to look for things to heal, to actively look to manage myself and my mind and discernment, and just like, okay, is this what I should be doing? I was like, okay, I don't want to fall back into this old habit, because that old habit led to this, or that old habit was made because of this situation. And it's like, okay, am I doing this because I hope I don't revert back to my old ways. I hope this doesn't happen again. I hope this good thing that I'm in right now, I hope it doesn't, I don't mess it up or screw it up, or it gets taken away from me again, or whatever, you know what I mean? And so I feel like through that, even though I'm healed, I feel like that over management kind of perhaps created a whole nother barrier in a way, a different kind of barrier, you know what I mean? I don't know. I see meaning in everything. Some stuff just comes to me. You know what I mean? So that is interesting. I ain't never seen. Y'all ever seen a double plastic fruit basket or whatever? Usually it's supposed to be one, but like two of them. You know, which actually thinking about it, I feel like that could easily happen. You know what I mean? Because they probably store these in like stacked on top of each other. So perhaps somebody just forgot to take one. I don't know. It's just for me personally. I never seen this before. I never seen a double container like that. Interesting. Oh yeah, I'm still making my smoothie. I forgot what I was originally talking about. I was talking about flow through nothingness. Flow through nothingness. And what was it? Flow through nothingness. Can you flow through or stillness? Similar to nothingness. Not exactly the same, obviously, but can you flow? Oh, right. What got me to thinking about that was okay. Yeah. That's when I went off on a tangent. Basically, like I said, I realized I was living my life looking at myself live instead of actually living, instead of actually just being. And it's like I wanna be. I want to live and not have to constantly think. Because the thing is, it took a long time for me to get to this point, but I've done the work. I've been done the work, on myself to where I've created a sense of home, a safe and secure and stable and resourceful sense of home within myself, you know, to where moving forward in life, I trust myself. Like I always say, I feel like I've healed myself for like a lifetimes, you know. Obviously, there's still more work to do, and it's not to say I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. If anything, I'm perfectly me. I'm becoming more and more perfectly me, who I am. You know what I mean? And my potential and what I'm going to contribute to the world, There's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to. Anyway, what I was saying was that with flow, oh yeah, so basically, yeah, I just want to be. And the thing is, I'm confident in just being because of this new foundation I've built within myself, this safety within myself. And the worry before was like, oh, like I gotta manage myself. I gotta make sure I don't fall back to the old habits. It's like, yo, you good, yo. You've healed this, so you've done the work. So moving forward, no matter what happens, you're good. Like genuine, like you've literally built a new foundation. That can't nothing knock you off this foundation. Can nothing knock you over because of your foundation, because you have your roots. You're deeply rooted within yourself, your own being, magnetizing your own being, magnetizing your own authenticity. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I kind of got that message a little while ago, but I'm really getting that now. It's like, yo, I'm good. I'm ready to just be, you know. In a lot of ways, I already dance to the beat of my own drum. I already do this. I don't care about the fame, the money, the status, lust and sex and shit. Like, you know, do I enjoy those things? Yeah, but it's like I'm not. That's not a priority. My priority is being myself, which is rooted in my connection with the Most High. You know, and I have many purposes. Um, but that is like the driving force, or like that is kind of like home base. You know, I can always return to home within me, you know, home within the Most High. Because me and the Most High, connected. We homies. You know what I mean? Like, for real. For real. I'm sitting here, I'm taking hella long. 20 something minutes. Making my smoothie. Getting back to the original point though. Like I said, I was thinking about that. Oh, okay. One more step to finish that thought off. So with thinking about, you know, just being and not having to think about being all the time, like I'm managing myself in my head all the time, you know, what should I be doing? Should I be doing this? Is this should I do this or that? Da, da, da? Is this falling back to the old habits? Is this it's like, wow, this thing that came up made me feel this way that I used to feel. Like, wow, why is that? Or maybe something happened that would have triggered me in the past that don't trigger me anymore. It's like, oh wow, this don't trigger me anymore. Interesting. Like, wow, that shows my growth. You know, which first of all, it's not bad to be, what is it, self-reflective, whatever. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the constant just worrying about what I should be doing, you know, and fear of falling back into my old life. I ain't afraid no more. Not to say I was afraid, but just I don't know, just worry. But yeah, I'm a completely different person. I'm a completely different person, and I see that. I'm seeing that more and more. More and more. Not even just from the way I look. Cut my hair and shit, nigga. I had locks for the longest. I love my locks. I really did. But it was time to let them go. It's time to let them go. I could grow them back again. We'll see. I was dealing with some hair loss problems, which I guess I am still dealing with it, but I'm not like pressed about it. Like, it is what it is. I actually like this hairstyle though. I keep my hair low. I don't know like about bald, but I like keeping my hair like low. Keep going on tangents, y'all. Anyway, part of just being, you know, now that I've established and built this new sense of home within myself, that's unshakable, unbreakable, for real. What does that actually look like, you know? What does that actually look like? Is it, oh, well, actually, I'm gonna say, for me, I kind of look at it as just literally, I mean, maybe I said it before, but literally just doing whatever I feel called to do at any given moment in time. Any moment in time. You know, letting myself flow. And I think that's what got me to that. That's what got me to that point, that question of, can you flow through stillness? And I think so. In this human experience that we have, you know, one of the many ways I feel like it reflects the spiritual realm is distance, location, and traveling. I think of the spirit realm as kind of like different landscapes of experiences, of emotions, you know, and one of those experiences is stillness. You know, when you talk about flowing through things, you know, going through different areas. A lot of time I like to think about a river. You know what I mean? But it don't gotta just be a river. But you say flow, it just means traveling. Letting life, really God, take control. And just flow. You know? And being able to trust God because you have that trust within, or that connection with God, you know what I mean? Connection with yourself, with God, you know what I mean? A lot of times you get worried about, man, what if things go wrong? What if this happen? What if that happen? It's like, you know what? I'm not worried because I trust in my connection with God, I trust in my connection with myself, and I know that everything happens for a reason, and I know that I'll be good. I know that I'm protected, you know, no matter what happens, no matter what experiences I have, no matter what emotions I have, you know, whether if I get triggered by stuff, whether if I'm healed, you know, and yeah, man. What you saying? Even if I forget, even if I forget, you know, that's also part of the human experience is forgetting and remembering, And the thing is, what I'm talking about, as far as like that trust within God, trust within yourself, and through being your fully authentic self and making that foundation within yourself. Oh shoot, I was about to say. Oh shoot, I was just about to say it. Oh, about forgetting. See, that's literally part of my point. What I'm saying, basically, I'm talking about forgetting. Through having that relationship with God and trusting in God and yourself, deeper in that connection, even when you forget, you still have that sense of home, you know? Even when you forget who loves you, you feel love, you feel it, you know? The Most High, Spirit, Source, whatever you want to call it. Even when you forget who you are, even when you forget your power, even when you forget love or who loves you, you still feel it. You still know it. You know what I mean? And just to wrap this all up, because at this point, it's about to be 30 minutes. Even in stillness, you can still flow through stillness. You can still trust in God through stillness. Through the nothingness, through the emptiness. So you know what? I'm flowing through this experiential, emotional landscape right now. You know? Whether I was drawn to it or feel called to it, it's probably a lot of times the same thing. I'm in this right now. I'm in this stillness, you know, and I don't need to fill this stillness, this emptiness with anything. I'm going to allow myself to flow. I'm going to allow myself to experience this, even if it doesn't even seem like much of an experience. Even if it seems like nothingness, stillness, like nothing's happening. What's that thing in Karate Kid? Mr. Miyagi, he was like, there's a big difference between being still and doing nothing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So being still don't mean nothing. Being still is actually a lot. You actually doing a lot. You know, a lot happens in stillness. So anyway, it's like 30 minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to. I felt called to record this. I'm literally making my smoothies right now. So, but yeah, just sharing my thoughts. Let me know if this resonates, does it resonate with y'all, or if y'all have your own theories or experiences or thoughts, anything at all. But yeah, at some point, I think I do want to make like an outro. I don't know. I guess I always say that's all for now, peace. But I guess that's fine. But I don't know. Just saying, perhaps in the future, I might have an outro, like a specific outro. Because I do want to kind of acknowledge y'all, be like, yo, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all doing well, whatever. And that's all for now. Peace.